Guys, guess who was on Piers Morgan today?
Hey up everyone, it's me, Steph the Alternate, your nerdy alternative, and yeah, you might be wondering what the hell is going on with my voice as I'm looking after the channels this week.
I think you were screaming too much excitement when you saw me on Piers Morgan, Steph. Can you believe it?
Oh my goodness.
I thought this was worth its own video because I know people in Palace, etc., have seen that I've been trying to get Pierce's attention to be like, yo, Piers, we gotta have you on. And I've made it my mission to be persistent because apparently that's what it takes. And it looks like the persistence paid off. I thought we could share a clip because you know me, Steph, when I go on a show, I like to try. I'm an interviewer myself. I like to get a little in there, and I got to interview Pierce and ask the question I know everybody wanted to know. So I thought we could share that, and I could also tease and tell you guys to go check out his latest episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored, featuring yours truly, along with Officer Tatum, who's really fun, and this lawyer, Chris, who is going to be apparently representing real life Martha in a court case. What? Yeah, listen to it. And then you got this woman on the end who is so rude and insane. Oh my God, I don't even remember her name. I don't care. She was despicable, wouldn't let any of us speak. I don't know how Pierce does it. He always likes to have someone who hates him come on there who's so bad and rude and ignorant that his haters look stupid. And this woman was unbearable. She was so rude, interrupting us. So enjoy. It takes a while to get to us because this woman won't stop talking. But I wanted to play the first clip, and I'll tell you a little bit of the backstory of how it all went down because I'm here in Los Angeles. Apologies for all the sound as I've been rushing to get all this made. But when it rains, it pours, right, Steph? But I wanted to share this clip because, yes, I asked Pierce a question as we were talking about the lawsuit updates, which is worth watching the whole video. But if you want to play the first clip, here we go. Here's me asking Pierce about.
Well, I have a question for you. All the internet wants to know, and I'm sorry if I missed if you answered it. Has she stalked your producers who reached out? I feel like it's relevant.
Actually,
other journalists she's interviewed have said it.
To be honest, she's had a couple of slightly intemperate messages, but nothing particularly out of the ordinary.
That's a yes,
but she's also today had a very good conversation with two of my producers and was in a pretty good place about it all. And look, I think anyone like Fiona Harvey who is suddenly propelled into the global public spotlight, albeit willingly when she came on this show, but anyone who does that, you know, you lose your anonymity in a flash. But of course, the reason she came on was that her anonymity had been shattered by what Netflix did. And as Chris Daw rightly says, the key question, aside from the abject failure of duty of care, the key question is if you say somebody is a self-confessed, by the way, because she was seen pleading guilty. If you're a self-confessed convicted multiple stalker and it turns out none of that is actually true, I think it's a prima facie open and shut legal case. Whatever Netflix says. I do know.
Pause, because I come back and I follow up, but there you go. And you can see how lovely that woman was, constantly interrupting us. But how nice to see that. Crazy, right, Steph?
What the hell? Wow.
And she kept doing it. Sorry, I don't know her name. I guess I should learn it so I can really properly shade her because she was so inconsiderate, constantly interrupting to say, you're right, he's right. And it's like, I don't care, woman, what you think about who's right and right. It's not your show, it's Pierce's. And she did not know how to shut up and just let the rest of us speak. Anyway, as I got my moment again, you had to politely try to get your moment in. I wanted to really hit it home. And so I asked again, here it is, the question at hand.
Said it's a true story. Yes. That's what legally matters. And that's why I was asking you, because I'm curious. I think it was the Daily Mail or someone said that she was being very aggressive and verbally mean and calling him names after the interview. You haven't experienced that.
We have not had that really at all. I mean, I think she's a volatile person. I personally believe she did send all those messages because I do believe that Netflix and Richard Gadd must have evidential stuff about those. I also think she wrote him 106 handwritten letters and she admitted sending one. You just compare the handwriting and there's probably proof there. But that's to be decided, frankly, by a lawsuit. And actually, even if she did send all those messages, that might indicate an unhealthy obsession with this guy, although he, by his own admission, both in interviews and in the series, has said that he was very screwed up at the time. He was taking a lot of drugs, had a very wild sex life.
Get a sense, though, this is the lawyers now apparently is in talks to represent Fiona Harvey in this case, which I hope. But go back to my still, Steph. How cool is it to see a two-shot. No, sorry, go back to the interview I was saying. On the interview, just rewind a little bit. Go to that two-shot of me and Piers. Like, come on. How epic is this? There it is. Popcorn Planet truly is there with Piers Morgan Uncensored. We're making big moves as we said, right? We were going to crush this year. And my goodness, I was honored to be there. Look, I really do like Piers. I don't always agree with Piers. I've said things against Piers, but I like Piers because he can handle it. And he likes to talk to people who criticize or have different opinions. And so, and Piers knows how to put on a show. He does. He is a producer at heart himself, and he likes to create the circus, if you will, but also try to give people their say. And he likes to have the final word. You just got to know who you're going on, right? And who you're dealing with. So I got respect for Piers. I was very grateful he let me on. And now we can go to my tweet. I tweeted out sort of how I did this, and Piers responded. So I'll give you the background, but his brilliant. I didn't even know this is what you were doing. Great to have you on. You were terrific, Steph. So yeah, I already got word from the booking producer. We'd love to have you back. So we might now be in the Piers Morgan rotation. Cha-ching! And good things happening. But I thought this is fun. If you go to the first video, you can see, click that first clip. Yeah. So go back. Sorry. First, this was me in the waiting room. There it is. I was waiting for they had the feed. He was doing a very serious piece about Gaza, which was really hard to follow because that's intense. And we're talking about stupid reindeer games. But I was listening. But anyway, he pivoted over and we did our topic. And I wanted to show you how I did my interview. The reason my audio wasn't great was because I was at LAX. I literally landed at LAX, turned my phone on, and I got a message from the producer. He hit me up on all things, and I hadn't talked to him before. He's like, "Hey, we're doing a Baby Reindeer show in an hour. We'd love to have you on. Are you available?" And I was like, "Oh crap, I'm in the airport." So I had like 30 minutes to try to find a spot, and LAX is the worst to find a spot. If I had been home at the Tampa airport, it would have been easy. But LAX has got nothing. So I literally had to set this little, luckily I've brought all my gear because we're doing some Michael Jackson interviews this week too. But I had all my gear on me and set up a little makeshift Zoom studio. I tried my best, but it was loud out there. But it seemed to work. He didn't notice. So I pulled it off. Yes, that's what you got to make it happen, folk. When you get the opportunity, you get one shot. Don't miss your opportunity. Mom spaghetti, all of it. You got to go do it. So that's what we did. And to see Piers thought I was terrific. Yes, that means we can get back. I already tweeted back. I hope we can talk Harry and Meghan because, oh my God, that would be amazing. But yeah, what a day. And I got a good exclusive. What I loved about Piers's response, if you go back to my two-shot, because I love seeing me on TV with Piers Morgan back side by side. But what I loved is his answer basically is a nice way of saying, yes, she's harassing us. That's how I heard it. This was a professional response of, well, yeah, the words he was using was clearly not, I would say, it wasn't a clear, oh no, she hasn't harassed. It was, he used some specific words there to imply she's a character. She's clearly a character, but they had a nice call today. But I imagine she's going to continue to keep calling and mailing. And as we suspected, obviously Piers didn't reach out directly. His producers did. So it's a smart way to have the buffer zone when you have to reach out to a stalker, an alleged stalker. Sorry. You have to have the buffer zone so she can't, go straight to Piers. But I wouldn't put past her to find Piers somehow next. We'll see. But either way, it was really good to be back on there. And I'm glad we got to meet him finally and get some airtime on Piers Morgan Uncensored. So go check it out, guys. You can look it up there. We're taking the case forward. Top lawyer, yada, yada, yada. There it is. Go find that episode on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Watch it and go leave a comment saying, Popcorn Planet Andy was amazing. You got to have Andy back. Let's barrage the comments with how much we need Andy back on the show so we can own it. What do you think, Steph?
Absolutely. Totally. As my voice is breaking even further because I'm so amazed at what just happened today. But yeah, with that being said, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that good stuff. Stay tuned for tomorrow for more goodness from Popcorn Planet, and we will be live for the Pop Culture Justice Live. Hopefully my voice will be better by then.
Well, I'll be live. The plan is to be in Nerd Report Studios tomorrow. I'll be patching you in, taking over because your voice is gone. Hopefully it'll be better tomorrow. But yes, we should hope to have the whole crew tomorrow live from LA. And we are planning an LA meetup. I think it's called Ready One or Player One in Burbank. It's an arcade place, hit us up. We'll put more info tomorrow, but if anybody wants to join us, we'll be there. Lewis, I think Vito, myself. So hope to see some of you guys there.
Yeah. With that being said, there are some videos on screen right now that you may want to clickety click, clickety click.